Jill Costello serves as the program coordinator for Hospice Savannah's Edel Caregiver Institute. That is a nonprofit organization that offers personalized support for caregivers. The Caregiver Institute provides assistance with resources, education, and emotional support to reduce stress. We all need that. And maintain the health and quality of life for both the family caregiver and their care recipient. So she holds a master's in counseling psychology from Tribeca University in Nashville, Tennessee. Jill is certified in her work with persons living with dementia and their caregivers through Teepa Snow's Positive Approach to Care, the Rosalind Carter Institute for Caregiving, Dementia Live, and Music and Memory. So she's got all sorts of credentials. She also initiated the development of the Edel Dementia Program to address the increasingly crucial need for education, emotional support, and specialized skills for caregivers of people with dementia, living with dementia. So after her talk, if you want to spend more time with her, she just happens to be our support group facilitator right here at Hope Haven. So you can join her and the sweetest group of caregivers you will ever meet in the adjacent room on the third floor on the third Tuesdays of every month at 10:45. So please welcome Jill. Oh, I'm dropping your pen. I think, yeah, we'll have to use that.
I gotta move this out of the way. Okay. So yes, Joe Costello, Edel Caregiver Institute, part of Hospice Savannah, the best hospice in town. My boss hears about this. Yeah, I'm talking about dementia. I'm going to be showing some pictures of the brain change. Be ready for that, but I feel like it's important to see that because a lot of times you talk about dementia and people, you can't see it because it's all going on inside of here. You can't see the brain shrinking. If their skull shrank, then you could say, well, bless their heart, they need some help. So that's why I'm going to show some pictures, and then I'm going to talk about a little something else. And believe me, I can go down many roads about dementia, but I got like 35 minutes, so I'm going to try and do this. Okay, this dementia is brain failure. Number one, dementia is brain failure. Brain is dying. This is a gentleman, an artist. Before he got an Alzheimer's diagnosis, and through the years he kept drawing a self-portrait of himself until right before he died. This is what he was seeing. That's such a great illustration of how the brain changes. My aunt had vascular dementia. She used to be an amazing artist. Worked for Hallmark in Kansas City. Everything, she was amazing. And then by the end of her, when she got really far along with vascular dementia, we would try and get her to draw, and she just didn't want to, but she would, and it looked like maybe like a 2-year-old was drawing. So it's amazing to see. This is how you see how the brain is changing. Okay. Everything a person living with dementia does is a direct result of damage occurring in their brain. A person living with dementia is not giving you a hard time, they are having a hard time. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about denial, because the two things I hear the most about is caregiver guilt and care recipients denial. See, dementia removes rational thought, but intuitive thinking remains. My laptop was just here. There was my laptop right here, and now it's gone. Well, that lady came in here, and obviously she stole it. Well, no, not obviously. It's maybe I picked it up and took it in the kitchen, and it's charging on the counter. But no, you will never convince them that that lady that was in here earlier took my laptop, took my wallet, took my purse, took anything. So how can we get around that without it making you crazy? Avoid assuming how someone with dementia will think or behave. Well, if their arm's hurting, why wouldn't they tell me their arm is hurting? They can't do something. Why wouldn't they tell me they can't do something? That assuming, let's say about assuming, that's what makes y'all go crazy. It makes your amygdalas go up, and your thinking becomes irrational. These are two brains. This is a brain, someone who did not have dementia. This is someone who did have dementia. Same type of person, same build, same age, same everything. This shows you how much the brain shrinks. What else do you notice different about the two brains? Spaces in the middle, colors. Just look how much smaller that is. All of our brains are about 3 pounds. Okay, all of our brains are about 3 pounds. By the time it's 2.5 pounds, they're already at stage 5. Anybody know how many stages there are in dementia? 7, and then it goes like 7A, B, C, D, like the F. Once you get into stage 7, that's when you get into hospice territory, just for dementia. You can get into hospice territory earlier if you have a comorbid something. So 2.5 pounds are already at stage 5, but they're all dressed up and ready to go. They're not there yet. She got up, she got dressed, she's sitting right there, she's ready to go. And then it gets to 2 pounds, and that's already stage 6. They start to physically look different at that point. Their language, social skills, and weight are declining. This is about when the families start to recognize that something's going on. And they're already at stage 6 in their brain. They've already lost 1/3 of the brain. When it gets down to 1 pound, that's 1/3 of their brain. That's usually who we deal with under hospice. They've lost their body weight. They're basically bedridden. Roll it up like this. They're still very much in there, though. People with dementia are still very much in there. They just have trouble getting stuff out.
What causes?
They don't know. They don't know what causes it, and there's no cure for it. And it's going to have the same ending. But they don't. And there's over 130 different types of dementia, too. Alzheimer's is just the most prevalent. Yeah, but they don't know what causes it. Okay. This here is the hippocampus. Right in here. This is where you have the big changes. This is where the new memories are formed. They can no longer remember. Information is just not sticky. All right, I'm gonna go to group, but you stay here. I put your lunch in the refrigerator, and then I'll be back around 12:30, and then we'll go do this and blah blah blah. It starts to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. They just can't remember all that. So you have to do one thing at a time. I'm going to group. I'll be right back. Leave a note. Visual cues are huge. They have difficulty with directions and time awareness. We hear this all the time. He still drives. And he still drives. Well, he just drives down to the diner and has lunch with his friends, and then he comes back. Well, what if one day one of the driveways is blocked and he has to go out another driveway? And then who knows where he's going to end up. I've had caregivers who, the recipient called them from Atlanta. They finally got lucid enough to pull over at a gas station, make a call, say they were in Atlanta. Had another caregiver whose husband went to the grocery store, got home around 4 in the morning. He got so lost. So they lose that ability to find their way somewhere and come back. And if they do go down to Waffle House and meet their buddies and come back, that's just a straight shot, and it could be because they're up from visiting with people and they're feeling good, feeling more lucid. But if something happens and they have to go out another way, it's just something to be careful about.
So what stage is this?
That's more the larger healthy brain. That's
What stage?
about stage 7. The thing about the stages is that you can really fluctuate. They could be having a really good day and be in this stage, or be having a really good bad day and be in this stage.
Is there any way we can get a copy of all this? Because I can't write as fast as you.
Oh,
Because
I'm
I really liked what the previous slide said, and I didn't get all that.
oh, okay. We can figure something out.
Great, so I have a, he doesn't have access to all this support information.
I know, so that's.
And you all go on Edel Caregiver Institute.org, talk around with our support groups. I talk about all this stuff in this book sometimes. Call me, we can talk about it. This isn't, I know it's gonna be a data dump, but it's not a one and done. Still out there. This is the Executive Control Center. It's right here, right behind your forehead. This is one of the first things to go. The being logical, reasonable, and rational. I have caregivers a lot of times very frustrated with their loved one, and they try to explain to the loved one why they should not be doing it. And I stop them and I say, well, you're being logical. Of course you're not going to go out at 3 in the morning in your nightgown when it's 20 degrees outside because you're saying you want to go home. We all get that. Absolutely. Obviously they don't because they're trying to do it. So giving them logic isn't going to help. Their impulse control includes managing emotions and speech. I get really mad or I just start crying. I'm just crying all the time. Something so sad. Oh, there's a bird out there. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And you're like, why is she crying about a bird? It's the brain change. They're just going to become very emotional or very angry. I'm going to get especially angry. No, get back. I can do this. I can do this. I can still drive. I can still drive. So all you do is tell me what to do. How are we going to approach that? Exactly. Judgment, including decision making and planning. Well, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go to that doctor. He doesn't want to stop driving. He doesn't want to move to assisted living. He doesn't want to do this, want to do that. So I tell my caregiver, you're the one with the healthy brain. Okay? This is also somebody that had a little coffee with their sugar this morning or is not bathed in a week. So if they say they don't want to, he doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to eat that, he doesn't want to go there. Okay, well, let's back it up and figure out why. But if he says, I don't want to move to assisted living, and you're like, I am burned out, I am so burned out. Let's talk about you. You ready for a change? They're just fine the way they are. I'll just keep driving, I can just keep doing all this, and you're like, no, we can't do that. This is what I talk about with care. Self-awareness or insight. Anyone heard of anosognosia? We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit. They lose the self-awareness of what's going on with them. You know, I may forget some things. I don't have dementia. I don't need to take those meds. And I can still drive. And I don't need to go see that doctor. And I don't need you telling me what to do all the time. And you're like, yeah, I do, because if I don't give him the meds, he won't take them. I'll take them all at once. Or he'll eat that whole package of cookies. Or we really do, I don't need to go see, I haven't been to a doctor in 30 years. Like, well, actually, we went to a doctor a few months ago. I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, you do need to go see a doctor. So you lose that insight of what's really going on with them. And what I teach when I help caregivers learn skills is how to respond to all these situations. It sounds like I'm just throwing a bunch of situations out there with no answers. This is the teaser. I like to help you learn skills. Seeing things from another person's perspective. You're burned out, you're exhausted, you haven't left the house in weeks. You haven't taken a shower in weeks. You're just at your wits' end. I don't know what your problem is. What's your problem? All she does is just tell me what to do. I don't see what your problem is. You're like, oh my gosh, can't you see that I'm exhausted? And this is the brain. It's not him, it's the brain. You have trouble initiating, starting something, following through, stopping, and starting something new. I put his pills down in front of him, I put his breakfast down in front of him, and he doesn't do anything. Well, he may need a little help initiating. I put her clothes out, she didn't do anything. I put her whatever out, and she didn't do anything. I don't know how to get started. I don't know how to get started. Sometimes if you put like a plate of chicken tenders in front of them, Marilyn did this, and they just kind of look at them, and some people might think, oh my gosh, she's quit eating. She's quit eating, she's lost her appetite, she's quit eating. No, I don't know what to do with these. What in the world are these? So Marilyn reached over and grabbed one and tried it. Oh, those are good. You ought to try one of those. Lady reached down, ate one, enjoyed them like crazy. It just takes some initiation. And also the follow through and the stopping. Sometimes you can't get them to stop doing something. They'll walk around the house in circles. They'll get I gotta have that. I just have, where is that? Where is that? Where is my phone? Where's my phone? You stole my phone. Where's my phone? Who took it? Who took it? No, I know it's here. And you're trying to go like, well, it broke and we had to get it fixed. No, where's my phone? Why, you stole it? You stole it. No, you stole it. I know, man. And then everybody's all up here. Everybody's all up here. Okay. This is the left temporal lobe. That tends to go first. You can see the change. This is the wiring. White is the wiring. It gets information all over the brain. And then this part's the storage. It stores the information. You barely got any wiring. You barely got any storage. So that's my language center. I'm losing vocabulary. I'm missing every fourth word you're saying. So if you see, in speech production, and my language comprehension, my vocabulary is shrinking. We were there. We went. Yeah, that was fun. We were there. And you're like, what are you saying? What are you saying? You can't find the words. He's got the word up here, but it's not coming out. So we were there. Yeah. But some of your loved ones may have a script they read. Practically read a script, and if I went up and said, hey Marilyn, how you doing? And Marilyn would get, my name's Marilyn Johnson, I'm married to Melvin Johnson, and I have 2 children. It's like just a script she says every single time. I go, well, it's nice to meet you. And I go do something, and I come up and I say, well, hey Marilyn. Marilyn goes, my name's Marilyn Johnson, I'm married to Melvin Johnson. And the script, they have like a script. Some of them do, they'll just go over and over again. But their language, they're missing nouns, and it eventually becomes a missing object recognition. When they can't think of a word, what where's that? And you're like, a cup, and they go, yes, cup, yes, of course, cup. But that's on the left side. That's going first. Right side remains a little more. You can see there's a little more left on the right side. That's automatic movement, handshake. Social chit chat, rhythm, music, poetry, prayer, and forbidden language. So whenever I meet someone with dementia, the first thing I do, hey, I'm Jill. You notice I put my hand up? Hi, I'm Jill. And I put my hand out. And if they reach out and take my hand, then they're accepting me and they're taking me in. If they don't, then I'm going to back off. Because if I just come up on and go, hey, Marilyn, how you doing? Don't. They just startle the heck out of Marilyn. I'm going to be back here and approach from the front. Hey, Marilyn, I'm Jill. I was talking about movement. Social chit chat. Hey, Marilyn, how are you? I'm good. Kind of warm out today, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Marilyn's saying, well, I hope she doesn't go a whole lot deeper on this conversation. Because right now, Marilyn can do the back and forth. Then they go, well, now, Marilyn, where are you from and how long have you been here? Are you waiting to go up to the thing? That's too much. That's just too much. And she's looking around for her caregiver to come run interference. Rhythm, music, poetry, prayer. I have chaplains at hospice who will have a hospice patient that's had dementia, hasn't said a word in forever. They can say the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm. And they'll sing with the music therapist. It's amazing. Music is medicine. So is socializing. That's why I hope Hayden's amazing. The rhythm, my aunt could barely walk. Her gait was like this, and she could barely walk down the hall. She had to walk like this far to her bedroom. So we would get there, and I thought, wow, this is taking a while. I would start singing Beach Boys songs. Man, she'd get up in that walker and just start singing. Oh. It's because that rhythm. That's why we turn up the radio in the car. We get that rhythm. Works for us. Forbidden language. All that stuff that used to be behind the filter. It's not behind the filter anymore. There is no filter. It comes up, it comes out. If you want an honest opinion about something, Ask somebody with dementia. If you want to know if your baby's the prettiest baby, ask a person with dementia. Also, that can be sexual words, racial slurs, whatever. If somebody Gam Gam tells you to go do something that you're like, wow, whoa, Gam Gam. Maybe she's always wanted to say that, but she always had that filter that would get behind. So I tell a lot of staff that if you get called racial slurs or something, it's the dementia. I know it hurts and but it is the dementia. We had somebody over at hospice one time, and he was calling everybody a racial slur, and part of our staff was getting very offended by it. And another one of our CNAs, she said, "Honey, he's calling everybody that because it's the only word that can be defined. The left side of the brain is losing words. The right side of the brain goes, oh, I got a word. Not that word." And then this is the sensory motor strip. Awareness of my body, position, ability to move safely and accurately, ability to locate and express pain, which I'm going to talk about that. That's my big soapbox. And awareness of feeling in most of my body. So I'm not really sure where my body is here. And you put me in a shower, and I'm not really sure the depth of field, and I can't tell how far away that is, and I don't like it. And that's why I may run into things, I may fall, I may trip, I don't see a rug. I just lose that sense of where my body is and what my body's doing. Why don't you sit down, have a seat? People with dementia also don't go backwards very well. So when you say, well, I had a caregiver that's so mad at her mom because she wouldn't just back up on the bed. I said, she can't back up. She doesn't know what that means to back up. So again, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help you guys. The hearing is less changed. Dementia does not make you deaf, but it impedes your hearing. You have trouble focusing on something. So like right now, while I've been talking, when the air was on, that air conditioner could have totally just drowned me out for somebody with dementia. They may not heard a word I said because they were focused on the air. Or maybe if somebody walked in the door, that got their attention. They like, I didn't hear you, what? Because somebody walked in. Got, really? I'm right here in front of you. But they have trouble focusing. And all the sounds start to pile on top of each other, too. So when you're in the house, you go in, I talk to our staff, when you go in the house and they got TV on, they got Prices Right, ding, 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 and the caregiver's on the phone walking around, and the nurses come in, and maybe a fire engine's gone by or a chopper, and it's just too much. And then I'm mad, and then the person's either going to lash out, leave me alone, or I'm going to go within, and I'm not going to respond. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. They're very impacted by their environment. Very impacted. Again, the big language change, vocabulary, comprehension, and speech production. You get into the word salad. Yeah, well, you know, we were there, and that was so yeah, that was good. That was fun. Like, oh, that sounds great. I was at this one thing with my boss one time at a memory care unit. She was talking to some networking. She was networking with some folks. And I saw this gentleman sitting at a table eating some of the cookies. So I went over there to talk to him. I thought this was going to be much more interesting. And he and I just, oh my gosh, we had a great time. We were just yucking it up over there, having a great time. So it's fine time we were going. I said, well, it's nice to meet you. Goodbye and everything like that. So I'm walking back out with my boss. And she goes, what were you two talking about? I said, I have no idea. But it didn't matter. It was serotonin for everybody. He probably slept great. It was like medicine to him. It doesn't matter. When he would laugh, I'd laugh. When he'd maybe do that, and I'd do that. Oh, yeah, no. Just follow their inflections. Also, no. Does anybody ever hear no from their loved one? Okay, no may equal I don't understand and I need more information. No is one of the very first words we ever learned, so it sticks with us. You know, a little kid will say, no, 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 come on, come on, come on. No, no, no. Well, little kid, you pick up and go, oh, yeah. Grown up, you're not going to pick up and say, oh, yeah. So I'm going to say no. If I'm not really sure what you're talking about, because I'm missing every fourth word, and I don't know what shave means, no. Or I'm not even picturing what lunch is right now, or sandwich. I don't know what that is, so no, I don't want to do it. Means I don't have enough information. What else could it mean? You don't like the way you said it, exactly. It can also mean, get off my back. Just get off my back and leave me alone. No. And so when you say, you want some lunch now? No. He hasn't had anything to eat for a while. He's got to be hungry. Okay. And this goes back to what I was saying before. I say, well, she said she didn't want any lunch. Okay, well, now it's dinner time. She hasn't eaten all day. I imagine she's probably hungry because she's probably had lunch every day. So instead of, do you want lunch? Hey, having lunch. I'm making a sandwich. Okay, so I say, do you want a sandwich? She may not be thinking, no, what a sandwich is. Okay, so I'm going to say, you want chicken or tuna? She says, I don't know. Okay, so that's telling me something. Every interaction you have with your loved one tells you something. Okay, so right now she's not able to make these connections. I don't know. Okay, right now she's not able to place chicken or tuna. Okay, well, I'm going to have the tuna because I love this in my recipe. Okay, just go ahead and get her a sandwich. It's all about reading the messages they're giving you. Okay, the vision here. This is the vision changes back here. This lobe. This is the occipital lobe. And first off, it's like scuba mask. When they first get dementia, it's like scuba mask. So if you put your hands up like this, you notice what you're not seeing. I'm not seeing out here. I'm not seeing up here. I'm not seeing down there. You put a plate in front of me, I don't see it. So I might eat off that plate. You put something in my lap, I don't see it. All right, you put it in my lap, and get it off. Somebody comes around beside me, puts their arm around me, I'm startled. I didn't even hear, even if they called my name, I didn't get it because maybe the TV was on, and they come do that. I had a caregiver that would do that to her dad, and he was a veteran too. I said, no, don't sneak up on him. For many reasons, approach him from the front. Again, it's like, hey dad, Jill, and it's like, I know who you are. I say, well, you got to eat a lot. Just say, I'm sorry, I don't even know why I said that. But it helps. They're always looking to you for cues and clues. So if I go, hey dad, remember me? Don't do that. Kitty would say so. So I'm just going to say, hey dad. I'm going to make sure he wants to take me and recognize me. Hey dad. If he puts his hand out, can I give you a hug? You want to do things a step at a time. Then it goes to binocular vision. This is my binocular vision. Now I'm really not seeing a whole lot. This is all I'm seeing. I'm really not seeing all I'm seeing is these folks right here. So if you're talking to me, I'm not getting it. Or it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher and it's getting on my nerves and I'm getting really restless and frustrated and I decide I want to go home. I want to leave. I'm going to leave. I got to go home. Well, you are home. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. Okay, if I knew I wasn't home, then I would quit saying I want to go home. What do I mean when I say I want to go home? Yes. I want something familiar, something safe. I want to be. And where's that? What do we think of when we think of safe? For most of us, this is not very good. You're younger, your folks, and worry about taxes and mortgages and all that. I want to go home. I want to go back to. I want my mom. Where's my mom? I need to talk to my mom. Your mom's been dead 40 years. No, don't need to say that. You don't need to re-traumatize because in her mind, she may be back in her 20s. And that's news to her that her mom's died. Mom's, what? Oh my gosh. And here comes those emotions that I can't regulate. So re-traumatized. Need your mom? Well, did you need her for something? Well, I wanted to see her. You wanted to see her? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about could I get your help with something right now? I know you want to see her, but I could really use your help right now with something. She's kind of aloof. I'll give you a really good example of my aunt. I was sitting out on the screened-in porch with my aunt, and all of a sudden she asked about where her husband was. Something brought him to mind. He had died about a month before. I said, so you're looking for your husband? Yeah, I just Did you need him for something? No, I just wanted him. Okay, well, I think he had to go somewhere. You and I are gonna sit here and have some breakfast. Okay, we can do that. She liked that idea. We'll do that. Now, if I said, yeah, I think he went to go play tennis, she could be just lucid enough. I hear about that tennis the rest of the day. They get into object confusion. I don't know, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Who stole my glasses? Oh my God, they're on their face. She doesn't know that. Binocular vision, eventually I go blind in the left eye, and I have binocular vision. I think it's the opposite of your dominant side. But this is all I'm seeing. I'm losing depth of field. I don't know how far away that is. And I may reach for it and go over it. I don't know if those are patterns in the roads or if I need to get down there and pick that up. I also have limited visual regard, the ability to make sense of what I'm seeing. What's going on in here? What's going on in here? What's happening in here? And prosopagnosia, facial blindness. That's when they don't recognize somebody. It could be someone they've seen forever and they don't recognize their daughter. That could not be my daughter. My daughter's this big. That lady's not my daughter. I don't know who that is, but she's a nice lady. She wants to see me. This is an example of how your vision changes. Okay, so this is just straight on. See how it starts to kind of come in? Then even more. And then even more. And see, you think they're seeing the whole picture. They're not. You're getting frustrated because they're not. Jim's talking to you. Why are you not answering the Jim? Looking at Jim. Or I look over there and that's all I can see. That's all I can see. I can't see the whole picture. Okay, here's the pain part. This is my latest. I get very frustrated when clinical staffs will ask, automatically they ask, are you in pain? And the person will say, nope. And then you try and do something with them and the caregiver's like, what did you do to my mom? I didn't do anything to your mom. Well, just assume they're in pain. Just assume everybody our age, all of us in here, wake up with something permanent. Just assume they are in pain. 50% of behaviors are linked to untreated pain. She's not hurting. She'd tell me if she was hurting. When they go in the hospital, people with dementia receive a quarter of the pain medicine and 3 times the antipsychotics. It's because they get in the hospital, like hospitals are not made for people with dementia. And they get in there and they give them antipsychotics to calm them down instead of treating pain. I get an amen in the back. Yes. Always assume they have pain, and the lack of response is not equal lack of pain. Another quick story. I went over to a caregiver's house. She wanted me to say, have a concierge nurse and a CNA. The caregiver said, could you come over and teach them a little bit about dementia? Yeah, sure. I wanted to meet the mom anyway. Mom was so cute. She had dementia. She'd just sit there and anything I'd say to her, she had her little script. And she'd smile at me. She said, whatever you say. And it was whatever I said. And she'd go, whatever you say. So at one point she decided she wanted to get up and go to the table. And so, perfect. This is the perfect time to go by the ladies' room. The table was right there, but we're going to take the long way around and go by the ladies' room, okay? So the CNA is taking her to the ladies' room, and the caregiver and the nurse are standing there, and the nurse goes, yeah, sometimes she'll drop on the floor and do it. And then when we try and get her up, and she starts throwing a tantrum again. So I thought about that, and I said to the caregiver, I said, didn't your mom tell me she used to play basketball? Oh yeah, absolutely, she loved to. She loved to play basketball when she was younger. Could it be possible that she has bad knees? Oh yeah, very much. They get her out of that lift chair, and they don't stand there for a second and let her kind of get her bearings. They just start taking off, and she goes down. Legs give out. And they're trying to get her up, and she doesn't have the vocabulary to say, my legs hurt, stop. So they think she's throwing a tantrum. So what do they do when somebody's behaviors get to be too much? What do they give them? Medications, exactly. All she probably needed was maybe a Tylenol or something. Let's see, so these may show through agitation, withdrawal, fatigue, resistance to care. Part of the brain that expresses pain is different from the part that experiences pain and the part that can tell you where the pain is. And if your care recipient says, no, I'm not in any pain, don't go, oh yeah, huh, your leg hurts. Don't do that, because they do not like to be contradicted. If they keep one thing its dignity, just go, oh, I was thinking your leg was hurting. Is it still? Because I had a caregiver that did that to her mom in front of a nurse, and mom did not like that at all. They don't like to be shown up. But then again, which is starts with it. And it'd be annoying if Marilyn said, Jill, your leg hurt this morning. I thank you, Marilyn. This is what I hear so much in support groups and on phone calls and everything. Well, he's in such denial of what's going on. He's just in denial. Denial is a self-protection, it's a coping mechanism. We deny stuff. Brain is not ready to see, hear, or appreciate what is happening. It's a deliberate non-compliance. Okay? I don't want to do that. Any of us would tell somebody, that I don't think so. If I accused all of you of, I don't know, doing something, and you all would deny it, like, I don't know where Jill came up with that. But that's legit. We all have healthy brains. A person with dementia is not intentionally denying that anything is wrong with them. From a caregiver's perspective, a care recipient is unwilling to do or accept something. She won't get dressed. She just won't get dressed. I put her clothes out, she won't get dressed. In reality, the care recipient is actually unable. The part of them that perceives correctly is broken. Yeah, you put my clothes out for me. I'm not intentionally not getting dressed just to get on your nerves. I'm not intentionally being on the floor just to get on your nerves. There's something behind it. I need to figure out, again, they are always showing you signs and trying to tell you something. You gotta put it in practice. It goes back to the anesthesia. And I hear a lot of times, well, he can do it, but he just doesn't want to. Again, that's not fair. Maybe he could do it this morning when he was up and brand new, but as the day wears on, my abilities are changing as my energy is going down, or I'm just not having a good day. Maybe I could do it on Monday, I could do it on Friday. Is caregiver's real goal to get the care recipient? Is the caregiver's goal? This is the question. Is the caregiver's real goal to get the care recipient to see things my way? If you would just get dressed, we could get going and get to that appointment, and we'd be back. Okay, but they can't comprehend that. Instead, ask yourself, how has dementia affected your ability to understand the situation? Just not comprehending what you mean, get dressed. Put your shoes on. Okay, so that's giving me clues. Not recognizing what that is right now. And I'm going to take note. I'm going to keep a log. If this keeps up, then we've moved on. Her abilities. Inability is different than I don't want to. What's the difference between somebody saying I don't want to and I can't? Come on now, anybody? That's the ability. The difference. If I say I don't want to. If I say I don't want to go downstairs, and I say I can't go downstairs. Exactly. If I say I don't want to, it gives me the control. If I say I can't, I'm afraid it's going to make me look weak and less than. And I got my dignity. I'm not going to say that. So I don't want to. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to church. I don't want to do a puzzle. I don't want to go outside. Well, something else is up. Why don't they want to do that? They love church. They love the singing and everything. So there's always something else behind it. How do I get them to blank? I get this a lot. And I'll just say, what does it take to get you to do something? Can anybody get you to do anything you don't want to do? Exactly. Are you arguing? Or trying to use logic? This can increase the stress in this. How do I get them to get dressed so we can get to our appointment? You've got to get up. You've got to get cleaned up and get dressed so we can get to Dr. Trumbull's office. We can't be late. Remember last time we were late? We ended up sitting there and then they didn't see us right. And then we were late for lunch and it was just like, oh my gosh, get them awake. Let's just get them sitting on the side of the bed. Let's just one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Avoid straight out lying. Okay? Now, I had a caregiver that called a certain 800 number, and the person on the 800 number said, why don't you just lie to him? He thinks you're lying to him anyway. Okay, so let's prove him right then. No. Caring for somebody with dementia is all about relationship. And if they're lucid enough and they catch you in a lie, you could lose them. They're not going to trust you for anything. That's why when I said to my aunt, I think he had to go somewhere. That was enough information. That was enough. I didn't lie to her. I did. We don't want to lie to them. We want to keep that relationship. Just like I tell CNAs, you may get them in the shower this time, but they're going to see you coming next time. So we got to figure out a whole new way that we're going to go about doing something. But you got to focus on the feelings and guiding them to safer decisions. Always what's the feeling behind something? I don't want to do that. I'm not taking a shower. Okay, what's the feeling behind why don't I want to take a shower? I have a little lady who does not want to take a shower. It's taking 2 people to get her in the shower. She's 90-something years old. She freaks out when they try and put her in the shower. She was not born in this country. She was born in Europe. 90 years old. Math. Anybody want to take a wag at why she does not want to take a shower? What? Water's too cold. Gas chambers. She grew up in Hitler's Germany. Did not want to take a shower. She heard the word shower. And you got 2 people coming and getting you, holding you, and taking you in there. This dear little woman scared the daylights out of her. Otherwise, she was pleasant. Plus, they wanted to give her a shower a few times a week. This little Gam-Gam's not out running laps around the parking lot. She's not working up a sweat. She doesn't want to, we'll just get some of those wipes that like take on camping trips or something at the hot spots. But we don't need to re-traumatize this sweet little lady. As I always say, and I'll go with that, is we don't know everybody's history. We don't know everybody's history. Real or not. And the daughter would say, she wasn't in a camp. Wasn't in the camp. In her mind, she was in the camp. We're going to meet her where she is. Carers refuse. Wait, try again later. Let's just back off. I can tell CNAs that they don't want to take a bath and get up right now. That's okay. Just go help somebody else and we'll come back to them. A lot of times, the more you push, the more they push back. So if I need him to get up and he's not going to get up, I'm going to use the sense of smell. I'm going to go make some coffee, start some breakfast. And before you know it, you might be standing right behind me. But the more you push, the more they push back. People say they're a lot like toddlers. I don't, there's such a thing called retrogenesis. I don't get into that. I think they're more like teenagers. The more you want me to do something, the more I don't want to do it. Maybe just wait for another time of the day. We'll try again. We'll try meds again in 15 minutes. If that works. If the person is at immediate risk though, seek professional assistance. Keep a record of these behaviors, mood changes, and patterns to share with healthcare professionals. And also use your phone. If they're getting really frustrated and angry and up, or they're up at 2 in the morning rearranging the living room, record it, and have that to show to the doctor. All right, for all communication, if what you're doing is not working, stop. Back off. Think it through, and reapproach with something different, another approach.